All right, let's get to the latest LeBron James rumors, and we will start things off with perhaps a decision coming before July 4th. So ESPN's Brian Windhorst is saying everyone will be on holiday, and it will be over by then. We will know where LeBron James will be headed for the 2018-2019 campaign by the time the fireworks go off and we celebrate Independence Day. So that is the report right now. The options for LeBron are simple. Option one, opt in to the final year of his contract with the Cavs, where he would make $35.6 million and just play out the season. Or facilitate a sign and trade deal where he could perhaps go to the likes of the Houston Rockets or somebody like that. Option three, you opt out and you walk into free agency, into the open market, and see what you can do. Perhaps join the likes of the LA Lakers or the 76ers. The Boston Celtics are an under-the-radar team, but they would probably have to facilitate a trade, to be honest with you. I don't think LeBron would go to Boston via free agency. But we could have a decision by the time you guys fire up those grills on the 4th. So keep that in mind. Now, if you look at the past couple of decisions for LeBron James, July 11th and July 8th. So I kind of did some math. I put it up on my Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. That means my projection is for LeBron James, July 9th, my birthday, by the way. Everybody guess my age in the comments section. At 12 o'clock Eastern time. That's when we will know LeBron James's decision. So that is my guess, folks. We're utilizing the mean, the average of his two past decisions from 2010 and 2014. So on my birthday, when I turn, you guess it, at 12 o'clock Eastern time, we probably will get the LeBron James decision. So LeBron has told reporters, if you don't hear something coming from my voice, then it's not true. If it's not from me, it's not true. So we're going to have to continue to wait here for the ultimate decision, of course. But Brian Windhorst is one of the better insiders when it comes to LeBron James rumors. Now, Windhorst also noted yesterday that only 3 or 4 people actually know what LeBron James is going to do. And that coalition there isn't talking, most likely. So with that, sounds like Windhorst isn't even within that sphere of people who actually know what LeBron James is going to do. If I had to guess, it's LeBron James Jr., his wife, and maybe a couple other close people within his camp. So, keep that in mind as we go forward with these LeBron James rumors. A lot of them are just sheer speculation when we're talking about players who are calling for LeBron to join the team and whatever the case may be. Now, there is some buzz out there that the Rockets are all in on LeBron James. So they're still pursuing him despite the fact that players are saying they don't need him to get to the NBA Finals. James Harden said the Rockets can compete with their current team. He also talked about Chris Paul's first year with the team and how the offseason is a chance for the team to grow closer. Now, the Rockets are considered a long shot to land LeBron, plus 800 Vegas odds that you saw on your screen a little bit ago. There's no way they're bringing him in free agency. The Rockets just can't do it. The only possibility is LeBron James opts in with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and by the way, he has until tomorrow to do that. And then he facilitates a trade to the Houston Rockets, and apparently the Rockets are all in on pursuing that opportunity. And maybe LeBron can channel a little Chris Paul, if you will, one of his buddies there, who did basically the same thing in the trade to the Houston Rockets, opting in and then facilitating a deal. So maybe LeBron James could do that to go ahead and join Chris Paul, James Harden on the Houston Rockets, and then beat the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference, and it really won't matter who the heck is playing in the East because LeBron, James Harden, and Chris Paul will be on a team. So it's possible for a trade to go down. They got to maneuver, the Rockets do, a lot within their roster, and there's going to be a lack of depth on that team, but it is certainly doable. So, again, no way the Rockets can get him in free agency, but a trade could go down, and the latest report out there from USA Today, to be exact, is that the Rockets are still all in on pursuing LeBron James. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid wants LeBron to join the 76ers. So before the NBA draft, Embiid made a pitch to LeBron to join Philly, and he said in an interview with USA Today before that draft, quote, "He's the best player in the league at the moment, obviously. At the end of the day, I want to be a champion." And Embiid praised the 76ers process, of course, and he said LeBron would take the 76ers to a whole new level. So we're talking about Ben Simmons, who just won Rookie of the Year, LeBron James, the greatest basketball player of all time. I'm sorry, Jordan fans, he just is. And then you've got Joel Embiid, a premier rim protector, perhaps the best rim protector that LeBron James will ever have, because he never really had a big-time big, if you will, underneath to really catch all those rebounds. Just wasn't the case with Kevin Love, wasn't the case with other players in the past either. So Embiid will obviously be a big-time upgrade. Now, the 76ers went 50-32 during last season and reached the second round of the playoffs before losing to those Boston Celtics. A lot of people thought that Philadelphia had a very real chance to take down Boston. That actually did not go about. So maybe the logic from Embiid is like, all right, we can't get over the hump of beating the Boston Celtics without Kyrie Irving. And assuming that Kyrie is going to be healthy, well, maybe we do really need LeBron James to get past Boston and then into the NBA Finals and ultimately get an NBA title. So Joel Embiid, a part of the players out there that are pitching for LeBron James to join their respective team. I'll get to another one in a matter of seconds. But first, you guys are watching The Cam Rogers Show, presented by AutoList. Are you looking for a used or new car out there? Tired of browsing a million sites? Go to Autolist.com to browse the largest inventory on the web or download their top-rated mobile app for iPhone or Android today. Be sure to follow me on social media as well at Mr. Rogers99 on Twitter, -1 on Instagram at Mr. Rogers98. All right, Victor Oladipo wants LeBron James, guys. NBA's most improved player, of course, made a pitch to bring LeBron to the Pacers. So he said to TMZ, quote, "If you want to win, come to Indy." Now, LeBron, in a sense, is the reason the Pacers haven't made it to the Eastern Conference playoffs in 2 years, or at least advanced within the playoffs, I should say. So bringing LeBron to Indy would probably help rectify that problem. So LeBron James on the Pacers, absolute long shot. There is no way this is actually going to happen. I think it'd be pretty ironic, to be honest with you, because, well, you guys remember that whole Stevenson meme and everything like that. So hate to spoil the party for Oladipo, though. Probably won't go down. All right, next up on the list here is Paul George the key for LeBron James to go to the LA Lakers. So it's been rumored that LeBron won't go to LA without Paul George. This is coming from Ryan Russillo. He said, quote, "If George stays in OKC, I don't see LeBron going to LA solo." He feels that Paul George is that main ingredient for James to join Magic Johnson and the LA Lakers. Now, that makes sense. I mean, LeBron is likely to go to a weaker team out there if he is alongside a major star, i.e. a Paul George. So what Ryan Russillo is saying makes 100% sense. Like, why would LeBron James go to the LA Lakers and play with Lonzo Ball, Julius Randle, Luol Deng, and all these guys and not contend for an NBA title? Like, it just doesn't add up. And LeBron James would probably rather just stay with the Cleveland Cavaliers if Paul George remains with OKC. Now, what could throw a big-time wrench into all of this is what happens with Kawhi Leonard. Where does Kawhi go? And will Kawhi's next destination influence where LeBron James goes next? So something to kind of monitor in regards to the future for the King. Now, once again, I have said that LeBron James will be going to the LA Lakers because I firmly believe Paul George is going to the LA Lakers, and the two work hand in hand. LA can shell out 2 maximum contracts, and that is very enticing for the likes of PG-13 and LeBron. So LeBron, Paul George go out to LA. Maybe Kawhi gets traded to the Boston Celtics or Philadelphia 76ers, and all will be done with. And so I think LA is a very real possibility, and Vegas agrees with me. They are the favorites to land LeBron James. So Paul George, the key for LeBron to LA, absolutely, but I do feel that Paul George is going to the West Coast. All right, next up on the list, Cleveland to retain LeBron James. So this coming from ESPN's David McMenamin, who's saying that multiple Cavs members plan on LeBron staying in Cleveland. Saying, quote, in the past week, 2 members of last season's Cavs team, a player and another staff member, relayed to ESPN that they believe Cleveland has the best chance of any team to land LeBron. Now, McMenamin added that LeBron staying in Cleveland makes a lot of sense for him. Of course, LeBron, the 2 key factors for his future, his family, number 1, not even close, and number 2, winning. And if he feels that the best chance for him to win going forward is with the Cleveland Cavaliers, he will remain with them. Now, there has been some buzz out there that LeBron is recruiting, in a sense, seeing where the interest lies from some of the big-ticket potential free agent players out there that maybe they'll be willing to join LeBron with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, Cleveland is not in the greatest asset situation or salary cap situation, so it's unlikely that Cleveland can really outduel a Philadelphia or a Boston to get Kawhi Leonard. I'll talk about Kawhi later and the Cleveland Cavaliers, but if LeBron is banking on that, I don't know if that's actually going to go down. So I just don't really see a scenario here where LeBron James remains with the Cleveland Cavaliers for next season other than the following. His family legit sits him down at dinner and they say, look, we don't want to go anywhere else. We like it in Ohio. You were born here. Maybe the Cleveland Cavaliers can get over the hump next season in the NBA Finals and beat out the Celtics and the 76ers in the Eastern Conference playoffs and then go from there. I just don't see his family doing that. I just don't. I mean, think about it from your own perspective. Like, if you wanted to wish for the best for your dad, your husband, whatever the case may be, wouldn't you want to give that person the most autonomy to make that decision? And so that's kind of the perspective I am taking, and maybe you guys are too that are watching on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, that, well, his family doesn't want to shackle LeBron to a particular team. They want him to kind of decide what's best for him, and then they're willing to go along with that. Now, that does not mean that they are just going to say, yeah, let's go anywhere, because I do believe that the family is not exactly thrilled about the potentiality of going to the Houston Rockets. But the LA Lakers, or even the LA Clippers, call me crazy, could make some sense because of the area, because of the environment, and the familiarity that the family has with that city. There just is not that with San Antonio or Houston or Boston. It's just a fact. And so that's kind of where I'm looking at in terms of LeBron. If he stays with the Cavs, it's because his family absolutely wants him to stay. But as I just said, I don't think they're actually going to deliver that message. I think the message is going to be, you make the decision and we will support what you do. But there are a few parameters, like let's not go to Houston. All right? So that's how I see it right now. All right, next up here on the list, this came through the wires overnight. So TMZ Sports is reporting that LeBron James' son is likely to enroll at Sierra Canyon School in Los Angeles. This is not the first time we heard about this, but it seems like another news source is doubling down on this rumor. Now, sources told TMZ that it's not quite a done deal, but among the players currently attending this school, some big-time ones, you got Kenyon Martin's son, Scottie Pippen's son, Derek Fisher's nephew. TMZ also added that the school is, quote, holding a place for Bronny should he ultimately attend the school. So what's the point of this? Well, this obviously feeds into the narrative that LeBron James is headed to the LA Lakers. The Vegas odds say so. A couple of reports say so about LeBron James Jr. going to an LA school. All right? And so you hear it from me on the Cam Rogers show too. He's going to the LA Lakers. It's just point after point after point that supports my argument. And you guys know when I make an argument, I have supporting evidence. I don't just say stuff and then hope that you guys believe it. I'm presenting you guys with arguments. Now, like I mentioned, LeBron has until tomorrow to make that decision in terms of whether he will opt in or opt out. He's going to opt out, and we'll get the news either tonight, tomorrow morning, or Friday at some point. Did I say tomorrow? I meant Friday. It's Wednesday, I swear. So he has until Friday to decide to opt in or opt out with that contract. All right, so we're going to get the news at some point, and maybe we'll get some rumors later today in regards to its future. We'll have more on it on NBA Weekly tomorrow. Now, here's a question. If LeBron joins the Lakers, how many titles will he win in LA? Hit me up with those predictions. I'm watching your comments. Rich or Famous KJ, frequent watcher, saying, "What's up, Cam?" Thanks for watching the show. Appreciate it. If you guys want a shout out, be sure to comment, and I'll give you guys some love. But in terms of titles, what do you think? 1, 2, 3? I think it's quite reliant on Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Let's say LeBron James and Paul George both go to LA. I think there is at least one title between those two. Because eventually players are going to get expensive on the Rockets. Eventually players are going to get expensive on the Warriors. And the question is, how long can the Warriors keep that core together? All right, so eventually I think a LeBron Lakers scenario could shell out a title or two. Let's say Kawhi goes to the Lakers. All right, now I know salary cap comes in the equation here, but I've mentioned it on the show, it is financially possible for LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George to be playing on the same team for next season. Now, Paul George can't get the max contract. Somebody came at me in YouTube comments, I believe it was yesterday, saying that Paul George deserves the maximum contract, but I'm sorry, man, for most players out there, rings matter, and if Paul George is willing to take $4 million less, which is what it will take for him to be with Kawhi and LeBron, he's going to do it. I'm sorry, he just will. He'll sign a random endorsement deal to fill out the remaining $4 million. It's just ridiculous that people are saying that Paul George should get that max contract and that won't allow Kawhi to come to the Lakers. Well, if he knows that Kawhi can go to LA, and again, it's unlikely if you look at the Vegas odds and the reports out there, but if he does, Paul George will be like, sure, I'll take $4 million less and I'll sign some endorsement deal with protein powder or whatever. It's very simple. So be sure to let me know what you guys think about the future of LeBron, and we'll continue to go forward with rumors here on the Cam Rogers Show.